Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's go to the fortress and deal with all that stuff, I guess. Really quick, you got a head back connection. I don't think I need this because I already have one, but just in case. You got that. I think we can just talk to some people. I'm gonna go in the inn to get the CP back charged. You guys give something. I honestly don't care about you guys. They're freaks that, you know, are terrible people. Or they just have something wrong with them. I don't know what else to say. Can't rest? Can I... I want to recharge all the CP so I don't have to worry about that. Can I, like, rest in the rooms? That. Wait. Yes, we can. It didn't do what I thought it would do. I thought it would, you know, do what the inn does and gives you like 100 CP when you rest, but I guess it doesn't do that. Oh well. Okay, we don't do anything. Already saved. We got the book, so we're good to go. We still seem to have a little time before the next train leaves. What should we do? It might be best to just wait in the station until the train arrives. Yeah, let's go wait inside. We need to buy our tickets for the trip to Garrelia Fortress, too. Hey, use this? Wanna buy me some snacks? Buy your own food. Huh. Lively as ever, I see. Let's head in, then. Eustace, you know she only does that because how you respond, right? You know what? It's fun to watch, so I'm just gonna let them do it. Speed. Oh, I can see the castle from the second here. There. But it's gone again. Well, the forest is quite dense around here. Still, we saw a lot of weird things in that castle. It was one thing after another. The moment we walked through the door. What do you look at me for? Never mind. That was pretty great. Did you have this much fun on all your field studies? I just wish it was a little longer. These 2 days went by so quickly. Well, the field study isn't over. We're on our way to the next location, but don't relax just yet. It looks like I must say farewell to Graham once again, for the time being. Wasn't expecting to, but I can't help but feel a little homesick already. We just left. I can understand why. It was a really welcoming place. I didn't even get the sense that social class was keeping people apart. True. It seems like a place that we nobles could learn from. I'd definitely like to visit again in the future. It would be great to bring Fee and the others next time, too. You're all more than welcome to Legram at any time. I can only hope I'll continue to learn and grow between now and when I next returned. After leaving the Gram, we changed trains at Brayhard Station and rode the cruisin's main line north, heading towards Keldic. Speed. I can't speed this up. Alright, let's go over our schedule again. We're currently en route to Keldic, where we'll rendezvous with Group B. From there, we'll take the Transcontinental Railroad to Garrelia Fortress on the Empire's eastern border. Garrelia Fortress is one of the Imperial Army's largest strongholds. It's sometimes referred to as the wall that protects the nation from the threats of the Calvert Republic. I've heard it's ludicrously gigantic. Almost an icon of military excess. It also houses the 2 railway guns and has a military exercise ground on the premises. Weren't those the guns that Gwen said he outright constructed? Regretted constructing? Jeez. Yeah, they're those 2 massive orbital cannons pointed towards the east of Calvert. Or more specifically, they're aimed at the buffer zone between us and them, Crossbow State. They are pretty crazy, huh? It's like you're looking at a mountain of iron. It was pretty overwhelming when I first saw them. Wait, why are you guys surprised at this point? She's been everywhere. You actually been to the railway guns and seen the railway guns in person? Yep, Gramps took Claire and Lecter and me to see them this one time. They are the mightiest weapon wrought by the hands of man since the Great Collapse. I want you to consider what it means that such weapons have been placed here. Well, something like that anyway. You consider what it means. He has a flair for the dramatic, I'll give him that. Come to think of it, today's the day, isn't it? The day that the Chancellor is scheduled to depart from Crossbelt with Prince Olivert. Guess the trade conference kinda snuck up on us, huh? I think that's where Lecter's going too. I wanna go to Crossbell. There's supposed to be this really famous theater group there, and they have a huge theme park, right? That's what I've heard. Oh, you probably know more about it than I do. Apparently President Toa is going as part of the entourage to further her studies. Really? She never fails to impress. I hear she's been getting job offers from a bunch of different companies, ready to hire her right after graduation. Well, she does merit that high esteem people lavish her on her. Yeah. She's the pride of the academy. (9:30). All passengers disembarking. I repeat, do not approach rope barrier on platform 1. Sure, I didn't hear you the first time, sorry. I don't see a rope barrier. Passengers wishing to travel on the Transcontinental Railway, please wait on platform 2. Oh, that's a line. What's going on here? All this security seems kind of ominous. It seems the railway military police are guarding the opposite platform. Yeah, I wonder if...
Well, isn't this quite the coincidence?
Captain Claire!
It's Claire! Did you come to see me?
Just a coincidence, I'm afraid. Eisengraf will be passing through here soon, so this station's operating under heightened security.
Oh, right!
Still, I'm happy to see you again. It's been, what, 2 months since I last saw you?
Sure, now you want voice act. He really is attached to Captain Claire. Yeah, almost like sisters. It might be the hair. I don't know. Hard to believe both of them are Iron Bloods. Yeah. At any rate, good day everyone. Let me thank you again for all your help during the recent crisis in Heimdall. Don't worry about it. We simply did our duty as citizens of the Empire. More importantly, what's the meaning of all this extra security? And what is this Eisengraft you mentioned? As in Iron Count, right? You'll see what I mean soon enough. A special express train will be momentarily passing by Platform 1. This train will be passing through at high speed, so travelers on the platform are advised to exercise caution. Special express train. Couldn't be. Right on time. There, that's better. That's a lot faster. There's Toa, and there's Prince Olivert. Did they ever explain this? I don't remember. There's this guy who... They hype him up so much. He has to come back later, somehow. They just hype him up so much in this first game. And then what happens? Like, it's so confusing. So that was the Eisengraf. Come to think of it, I've heard rumors of a special Crimson train, as opposed supposedly reserved for use by members of Imperial government. I've been in it before. It's really fast. It's pretty fancy inside too. The Eisengraft, or the Iron Count, is in the common parlance, sure. Was so titled in honor of Chancellor Osborne himself. Well, I do hear him call the Iron and Blood Chancellor all the time, so I can understand the Iron part. But isn't the Chancellor a commoner by birth? He is indeed. However, he was granted the title of Count by His Majesty when he was made Chancellor 11 years ago. Supposedly, that's what led to the train being given its name shortly after. I see. I doubt he, of all people, sees any worth in titles or prestige. Or peerage, I should say. Green? Yeah. Is something bothering you? Your attention seems elsewhere. I still feeling tired after yesterday. No, not really. Just happened to catch a glimpse of Toa and Prince Olivert on the train as it passed by. Wow, I'm surprised you could even make them out. You must have a hawk's eyes to be able to see them when Einsgraf whooshed by so quickly. It's probably just a coincidence. It's even more than just a glance, though. I could see them clearly in detail. So what was that just now? Oh, as long as you're not feeling unwell. I'm assuming that has to do with him being able to control his special form or something, but I don't remember if they really do explain it completely. We would like to thank all passengers for their cooperation with today's security measures. Transcontinental Railway service bound for Crossville State, now arriving on Platform 2. Here it comes. It looks like we didn't have to wait long after all. Come on, you guys were looking right at us. Why are you guys looking around? Come on. Hey, there they are. What voice? Oh, it's been so long since I've seen Elliot. What was the voice? Oh yeah, it was like a... Hey, over here. Oh yeah, and Maki's. Come on, you haven't got all day. That wasn't it. What was it? Saved you some seats. I'll have to practice with their voices again. It's been so long. Well, if you'll excuse us, Captain. See you later, Claire. Of course. Have a safe trip, everyone. Oh, who's the classy-looking babe? I should have just stayed on the train. We've received word from Squad 8. No unusual movements have been detected near the Twin Dragon Bridge. We've also received word from Squad 12. They report all high-speed armed cars are in position. Understood. Remain vigilant until the Einsengraft has finished passing through. Once it reaches Crossville City, have all squads switch to Phase D. Yes, ma'am. Are you sure the Imperial Liberation Front will show themselves? They will. I'm certain of it. I see. It sounds like Roubaix had quite an eventful couple of days, too. Yeah, though I find it kind of hard to believe you could have seen the ghost in St. Sandlock. That's ridiculous. Are you sure you weren't just hallucinating or something? You can think whatever you like. We totally saw her, I swear. Well, ghost or not, there was definitely someone there besides us. Anyway. That's enough about ghosts and spirits for the time being. I'm more concerned about the affairs of the living, like where Toval and the Radiant Blade Master went. Sounds like Duke Cayenne up to something too, and he's not someone we can afford to take lightly. We didn't run into anything like that in Jirai Special Economic Zone. Oh, I guess that makes sense, seeing it's under the direct control of the Imperial government, not by noble. I seem to recall that it was annexed 8 years ago, is that right? Yeah. Empire stitched it on nice and neat, without much opposition. Now it's prospering as a special economic zone of the coast. Seemed like a pretty lively place. And the revenue generated from taxes there goes directly into the Imperial government's coffers, instead of the pockets of the nobility. It's hardly a mystery why the reformers think so highly of it. Yeah, talk like that's a bad thing. Well, that aside, I'm a little concerned about the upcoming trade conference in Crossville. Same goes for the Imperial Liberation Front. They've been awfully quiet since that show they put on last month. Now that you mention it, it does seem rather suspicious. Is that related somehow to why they're going to Garrelia Fortress? We're going. Well, it's not the main reason, but it's not entirely unrelated. I'll let you look forward to finding out all about it when we get to the fortress itself. Anyway, how many of you have passed through Garrelia Fortress by train before? By train, specifically? I see. Just me, huh? Can't wait to see everyone's first reactions. True. Why is that? Well, I've seen it in photographs, at least. Camera can't really capture how ridiculous it is. Yep. It's supposed to be this macho gateway to the Empire, but it just seems like it's trying way too hard. What's that supposed to mean? The gateway to the Empire, and one of the largest military bases in the country. I look forward to the chance to see it in person, then. The train carrying Class 7 continued its ride on the transcontinental line, heading towards the east. They passed through the Twin Dragon Bridge and the Cruisen's Provincial Army Base, and several stations later, it was finally time to pass through Garrelia Fortress, which loomed large on the border of the Crossbow State. The Ministry of Railways wishes to thank all passengers for their patronage. The next stop is Garrelia Fortress. Garrelia Fortress. This train will stop for 5 minutes. Please be aware that only authorized personnel may disembark at this station. Be advised that all orbital photography is strictly prohibited within the fortress and is punishable by imperial law. Any attempt to unauthorized recording may result in the confiscation of your equipment or detention by the authorities. Well, that's pretty severe for a train announcement. Well, we are passing through the military facility. I don't think they're being unreasonable. Do you really think that's the issue here? I'm not sure having that be one of the first things foreign visitors here gives a very good impression of the country. Oh, we're finally here. What an Adios name is that? The fortress. Like, we just talked about that. The scale is just... This is Garrelia Fortress? This entire place is built from iron and concrete. How much money has the army dumped into building all of this? Yep, that was about as entertaining as I'd hoped. Bro, you don't, not a lot goes on for you if that wasn't very entertaining. No, I'm surprised. Not that I'm surprised. I think the same thing when I first saw it. From the crossbow side, all you can see is a cliff, though. Yeah, but those two railway guns still poke out through it. Hey, instructor. What did you bring us out here to show us? What else? Here's where you can see the true essence of what makes an army. What comprises the military strengths and forms its foundation. Comprises the military strength. And what other places in the Empire have that on display are clearly... what other place in the Empire has that on display as clearly as here? Oh, we got out of that quickly. Who are they? Engineers and tradesmen, mostly. You'll see a lot of them around here. Keeping a fortress of this size up and running is a full-time job for more than just the military's people. So it seems. It's almost like its own town here. On the other side of this fortress is more or less a straight shot to Crossbell City, right? To think that such a bustling center of trade is so close to a massive military facility like this. Yeah, Crossbell City is only about 30 minutes away by train. From the top of the fortress, you can even see the skyscraper where the trades conference is going to take place.
I see you've arrived. Oh,
Instructor Neidhart!
Good morning, Major Neidhart.
She seemed way happier to see him than I thought she'd be.
Instructor Balestine of Thor's Military Academy, homeroom teacher for Class 7. Reporting the arrival of myself and all students in my care.
acknowledging your arrival at 11:30 hours. Welcome to Garrelia Fortress. In addition to my teaching duties at the Academy, I hold the rank of Major in the Imperial Army's 4th Armored Division. I'll be acting as your guide, as well as your instructor for special lectures during your time here at the fortress. Now, if you'll follow me.
Okay, did this all happen here? Of course, they couldn't have given me more of a break. Including today, you have 2 days remaining in this month's field study. However, we won't be assigning you any tasks during that time. Instead, you'll be participating in a series of special lectures and field trips. A field trip here? So what exactly does that entail, instructor? At 1400 hours, a joint military exercise will be taking place at Garrelia's Proving Grounds. 4th and 5th Armored Division will be both participating. You will be observing it. We're going to watch a military exercise? The 4th Armored Division, huh? The 4th Armored Division is led by none other than Elliot's dad, Lieutenant General Olaf Craig. By all accounts, it's one of the strongest armored divisions in the Imperial Army. And did you know, our friend, the Major, here is their most promising young member. It's true. Moving on. As I said, you'll only be observing this exercise, not actively participating. Oh, my controller died. There we go. Okay. I'll have to turn this way for the rest of this time. I imagine that has some of you feeling rather relieved, doesn't it? It does sound like a pretty easy assignment after all. But we'll see how many of you feel the same after experiencing it for yourself. That's all for me. It's currently 11:50 hours. Lunch has been prepared for you in the mess hall. I'll advise you all to eat. Your field trip isn't something to be undertaken on an empty stomach. It looks like looks delicious. Is that rotten cabbage? Oh, that's bread, and then I guess spam, and then some cheese. I mean, it's not terrible. So this food, we have salty corned beef, and I think getting a hint of peas from the soup. Where are you getting the peas from? There's no green stuff in there. Could use this bread as a lethal projectile. I do think it wouldn't have hurt to use a few more herbs, or flavor in general. Calling this edible would be generous. I've heard plenty of rumors about the food they serve in the Imperial Army, but I wouldn't have guessed they'd all be true. I didn't think the food here served in the mess hall at Sandra's Gate was all that bad though. I don't think it would kill them to serve something a little more appetizing. This is the exact same thing they served when I came here with my class last year. Probably from the same batch too, by the looks of it. It brings back memories. I'm pretty surprised the first time my dad brought me to eat here too. You guys really think this that bad? It really brings back memories for me too. At least there's some cheese and an apple. The food served in the army makes use of common ingredients that are easy to preserve and store. Apples are not easy to preserve and store. They don't last very long. They last better than a lot of other fruit, but still not very long. The ingredients used to make all the food on your trays can be easily stockpiled in large quantities. So even if a war were to break out, a meal like this could still be served without any trouble. So that explains it. I see. So the army serves simple foods all the time to avoid the decrease in morale from wartime ration. Well, not all the time. However, one can think of this food as a philosophical statement from the continent's strongest army. In the sense that it suggests that soldiers should live and work each day as though a war effort depends on them. Every day? So they should be just as tense during times of peace as during times of war? Well, that's a bit too much mind over matter idealism for my taste, but it's worth being aware of. And to throw a different perspective in the mix there, the food the Provincial Army serves is actually pretty good. Good enough that you can't help but wonder how they'd cope if an actual war were to ever break out. It'd be neat. I don't know if they do, but it'd be neat if they actually draw back on this for the second game. But I don't think they do. I don't remember though. And it might happen later, who knows? Well, it's not like serving good food means you have a crappy army. I hear our neighbor Liberal serves up some pretty tasty food in their army. Liberal's army is fairly elite, probably because the threat of being neighbors to the Empire keeps them tense. I feel a little conflicted hearing you say that. Well, these things are all about finding a good balance. Variety is the spice of life, you know. If you eat nothing but dull, bland food all the time, well, you know what they say, you are what you eat. I could do with fewer of your pithy remarks on my diet, Instructor Valstein. Anyway, as you heard, there's going to be a military exercise at the Proving Grounds at 2 in the afternoon. It's 12:30 right now, so you have an hour to do whatever you like. They'll make an announcement half an hour before, so make sure to listen for it and do whatever it tells you. Understood? So you say whatever we like. Does that mean we can tour the fortress? Of course. You're welcome to roam around as long as you don't poke your nose into any restricted areas. So go ahead and explore. There's plenty worth seeing here, like the command center. Oh, if you're feeling a little tired from your field studies so far, you're welcome to rest in your room. I wouldn't be ashamed to waste such a valuable opportunity. I suppose I should at least get a general overview of the fortress. Alright, if I remember right, we gotta go talk to everybody. So let's begin. Let's see if you have anything for sale. Oh, I can rest. Let's get my stuff. I don't like that you can't skip that at all. Uh, Okay, I need to talk to someone in the... where? South? I think that's this guy. Ah. Stop it. Okay, so it's just you. Shop, buy, there's... already have that, so we're good. Any materials? Battle scope, we're good on. Don't think I need any of these. Okay. Okay, we got that. Okay, so we have to do those people last out that are outside. We can do everybody inside here. I'd heard about the fortress from my father, but seeing it in person really drives home its incredible scale. Oh yeah, your father helps train the Imperial Army in swordmanship, doesn't he? I can see why he's so busy, if he's going around training all the soldiers in places this massive. Indeed, I feel like the reality of that is finally sinking in for me as well. I have no idea how his teachings are actually being applied, though. Perhaps we'll have the opportunity to find out during today's military training exercise. I look forward to it. Soldiers here seem pretty well trained. Pretty well equipped, too. Like you'd expect from a Empire's biggest fortress. You need to put in some serious prep time if you want to topple it. Fee? I'm not sure that's something you should say within earshot of the soldiers. Old habits die hard. You know, Fee, if you were going around saying that stuff to people who shouldn't be hearing it, I'm surprised you survived this long. Okay. Emma? Oh, are you taking a rest, Emma? Did take a short walk around, but everything's about this fortress is so imposing. It made me feel a little faint. I feel you there. Looking at Emma now, it's hard to believe she's the same person who almost single-handedly guided us through the castle. Green? Nah, never mind. But there is one thing I've been begging that's been bugging me lately, ever since we arrived in Graham. I feel like just out of the corner of my eye, I catch a glimpse of this small black shadow following us. But ever since we got to the fortress, I haven't seen it. Really? Maybe you were possessed by something. Possessed? Yikes, that's kind of unsettling thought. It is, isn't it? I'm glad I told her to go back when we reached Keldic. Okay, that's Emma. Okay, then we have over here. Where am I? Here we are. Yeah, Toval gave me a call about what happened to Graham. So you made a mechanical monster show up. Wait, so you had a mechanical monster show up outside the city limits? Yeah, Toval looked pretty concerned when we first mentioned it to him, too. Do you think he knows anything about it? Or do you know anything about it? Well, I'm no stranger to the group that makes them. They go by the name of Ouroboros. They're a secret society of sorts that act in the shadows all across the continent. A secret society, you say? We don't know much about them. We don't know how many members there are, what they're capable of. Honestly, we don't even know much about them at all. What we do know is that they have access to technology more advanced than the most cutting-edge research institutes, and that they've been behind several crises that have threatened to shake the foundations of that entire nation's states. And these are the people who made those monsters? If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I'd find it hard to swallow. But there's no denying what we saw there. Well, you don't need to come to grips with it just yet. We call the mechanical monsters, like the ones you guys fought, archaisms. And lately, it seems like an awful lot of them have made their way into the black market. It's been one sighting after another these days, all over the Empire and beyond. Wow, that's heavy. Does that mean there's a chance they might be plotting something in Arabonia? Just in your opinion, I mean. Well, that's a tricky thing. That's the tricky thing about them. Doesn't necessarily mean that at all. There have been cases where we know they put archaisms out into the wild purely to test their abilities, for example. Still, it's something to keep in the back of your mind, at least. Right. I'll be sure to let the others know, too. Okay. Now I need to go, wait, no, not this way. Wait, no, not this way. Where is that? Over here. Up here. This guy just looks like he's a piece of work, huh? You're the students who have come to tour the fortress? Yes, sir. He's wearing an officer's uniform. I wonder if he's... This is Lieutenant General Walter, commander of the Garrelia Fortress. And he serves as the division commander for the 5th Armored Division, which is stationed here. I apologize for not greeting you sooner, sir. Thank you for granting us the opportunity to tour the fortress. It's really an honor. Well, at least you aren't lacking in manners. Hardly built like a soldier, though. I have my doubts that you'd be able to endure the military's training regimen with a physique like that. You sure you're training them properly, Major? My apologies, sir. Though I hear the Academy has a former bracer as their combat instructor, they must really be scraping the bottom. I've heard of the Purple Lightning before, of course, but a bracer is still a bracer. Leaving such an important role in the hands of a civilian is ridiculous. The famous Thors isn't what it used to be. Well, no surprises here. It's like he fills in every box on the checklist for a stereotypical Imperial Army soldier. Anyway, as Fortress Commander, allow me to welcome you to Garrelia Fortress. Keep in mind, though, that we're constantly on alert for potential threats from the east. I have no problem with your class conducting your field study here, but see that you don't get in the way. Of course, sir. Very well, I'll take my leave here, as I have business to attend to. Oh, he's certainly strict. Well, he is responsible for keeping one of the Empire's most vital defense fortifications running smoothly. Considering the ongoing tension between the Empire and the Republic, you should be grateful he allowed you to come at all. I won't forget it. Now, I'm afraid I must excuse myself as well. You're welcome to tour the rest of the fortress, but don't try to enter the command center. Of course, good luck with your works, instructor. I'll see you later then. Okay, now we just have the last few people, which I need to go outside in some way. Is it? I mean, what's over here? Not here. Oh, yeah, isn't there boxes? Hang on a second. Or no, wait. The boxes are something you can only collect later, if I remember right, actually. They're like on the other side. We'll just do this. Oh wait, dang it, I can't. I can't actually do that because I gave it to someone else. Well, dang it. Well, I guess it doesn't matter because they can't actually open boxes until the thing that happens. Wow. I hope I didn't enter the wrong place. Say, I don't want to accidentally not get to talk to people. Can't believe the size of this place. Ah, given your uniform, you must be a student of Thor's. Feel free to look around all you like, but try to stay out of the way. We're all incredibly busy at the moment. So, if you don't mind, I'd ask you to make your way to the corridor over there instead of hanging around here. Understood. Thank you very much. Just we'll head over there. Okay, this is where I need to go at least. Gaius, are you okay? Just kind of shocked about how different the atmosphere here is from Xander's Gate. Well, it is a major military base on the border of Crossbow. I never imagined it'd be quite this big, though. This place is sure a departure from Xander Gate that I can hardly believe that this is the same military. Although perhaps this is the true face of the Imperial Army. This fortress is the very definition of oversized. And that's ignoring the excessive display of military power. It might be the posturing is meant to show the Cruisen's provincial army that they would crush them on a whim. My throat is not doing well now. I forgot that this was probably I forgot what this place probably means to you and your family. I suppose. While I don't agree with my father's actions, I can't say I'm comfortable with this fortress presence either. In fact, I find it hard to believe that anyone could sleep peacefully near a fortress like this. Aw, I guess we can't see it from here after all. We'll be able to see it from where the railway guns are, but I'll get mad if I get too close to them. What are you up to, Milliam? You know the huge Orcus Tower where they're holding the trade conference? I'm trying to get a good view of that. Oh yeah, they mentioned it is in the Imperial Chronicles and on the radio. You can actually see it from all the way over here. It's incredible. Would I ever lie to you? I wish I could have gone with Gramps instead of being stuck with some stupid fuel shiny. Do you join Class 7 then? Speaking of which, they're going to hold the keynote session there tomorrow. I hope that they'll be talking about... I wonder what they'll be talking about during it. Most people thinking it's just so that they decide on future rules and stuff for Western Zemeria. But I think it's really going to end up being about who Crossbow belongs to. On Gramps, he might even try to get Crossbow to become part of Erebonia. Seriously? Yeah. The prince is gonna be there, so you'll probably just try to shake everybody up a bit. Unbelievable. Doa's there too, though, so here's hoping things go well. Jeez. I need a break. I'm talking. Need a cutscene that I don't have the voice for. Hey, get out of my way. Okay, I need to find Machias, which I'm assuming is... Oh, they're right in there. Not just Machias, there's other people too. We haven't talked to Elisa yet, and Elliot. Seems like this is the hangar for tanks and armored cars. It's kind of staggering to see so many of them lined up and in one place. I'm not entirely sure how to feel seeing so many actions line up like this. Couldn't you have given a better name? Come on. The Ryan Furry Company makes those, don't they? Unfortunately so. I'm sure they'll be using them for the military exercise too. As far as I can tell, they'll be pitted against the older automated models. That sounds pretty brutal. An older tank won't stand a chance. Well, that's kind of the point. I want to show off just how easily the Ashkans can dominate them. Well, you don't get the chance to go eyes on with this kind of stuff every day. Jeez. I'll take the opportunity to see for myself just how competent they are. That's just like her. I'm not looking forward to this. You've never seen any military exercise before, right, Reen? Yeah, this will be my first time. I take it you have? Yeah, my dad shows me one of the last time he brought me here. He does want me to join the military, but I don't really think I'll ever be suited for it the way he is. I get where you're coming from. The more I hear about his dad, the more curious I get. Okay, so we can go up here or over there. Let's go up here first, I guess. Yeah. Okay, this is just back here. Okay, cool. Then we go up here, and this just should be where they are, right? Or not? Where the heck are you, Machias? Like, why do you make my life difficult here? Okay, this is probably it, right? Looks like this is the fortress's airport. There might come a day when I find myself in a military airship. Two of my least favorite people in one place. Isn't that nice? Crazy. It really is night and day. Yeah, it's hard to imagine two places more dramatically opposed. What's wrong with you two? We were just talking about how different this place is from Jirai. Jirai was super lively, but this place... I think Crow's having withdrawals now that there's nowhere without easy access to a casino at all times. I can imagine. Seems like everyone's talking about Jirai these days, though. Was it really that amazing? It was. I didn't know what to expect with the recent annex of Erbonia, but everything looked fine to me. It has offices, an entertainment district, and all the people were thoroughly enjoying themselves. I'd go as far to say that they're happy being under the Imperial government's control. I don't know if I'd go that far. Oh? Little Bird told me Chancellor Osborne was the one behind the annexation in the first place. Also told me he used some pretty forceful tactics to get them to agree. This goes with like the whole like thing with these guys and their liberation front or whatever it's called. It's quite literally being like babies in a sense, that they were bullied by the chancellor a long time ago, and now they're gonna let everybody else die and get hurt because they were bullied. Like, as you can see, the place that was annexed is actually flourishing better than it was before. Yet it's bad thing because he used straight tactics. I understand that, but at the end of the day, they're trying to destroy what is happening and basically put the power into the hands of people far worse than the chancellor, just because they don't like the chancellor. I never will understand these people. Maybe at the end of the second game they'll explain things better, but so far they haven't done a great job in anything that I've seen. Nothing justifies what they're trying to do. And of course, most of their tax money takes the brand new teachers straight into the imperial government's pockets. Again, like, that's what taxes are. Duh. I wouldn't be surprised if he made the annexation happen just to fatten his pockets. Whatever. Yet the people are, you know, flourishing. Weird, huh? But paying taxes is a citizen duty. It's only natural that they do so now that they're under Erebonian protection, right? So like, this is a pretty complicated issue. No, it isn't. It is not at all. It's very straightforward. This bulletin is to inform all Thor students that preparations for today's military exercise are now complete. Please assemble in the hangar immediately. Your transport is standing by. I repeat. Because at the end of the day, citizens who, you know, have a brain and aren't completely indoctrinated don't care who's in charge as long as they live well. If their needs are met and they're not being treated like second-class citizens or worse, it doesn't matter who's the person calling the shots. It really doesn't. Anybody who's upset about the takeover is someone who had a stake in the government that was currently there. So it's like, there's no need to listen to them, especially if they're doing better now than they were before. Of course, it gets more complicated depending on how the takeover happens and how many people are hurt by it. Again, that's the only place where it gets complicated. However, what they were talking about specifically about the taxes, if you're in charge of protecting you, that's what taxes are for. That's what the government's there. That's how they get money from you. It's just an everyday thing. It's not complicated. It only becomes complicated if, you know, other stuff is involved, which they didn't talk about. So, yeah. That's Instructor Neihart. It's time to... As must have passed so quickly, and more quickly than I thought. Suppose I should start making my way towards the hangar. Maybe I'll run into the others on the way. We boarded the armored cars and set off towards the proving grounds. I don't see how we're all gonna fit in that. I'm just saying. So I'm trying to remember, they talk a little bit about some of the places that were annexed, and I know Crow was involved. Crow's used to live in a place that was annexed, so he's upset about it because something happened. But still, I don't think any of that justifies destroying livelihoods of a lot of people, causing the deaths of thousands, and, you know, making it so the average citizen will probably be under a dictatorship by the nobles if they get their way. Again, it's none of their stuff makes sense, especially with who they're teamed up with. The inside of the armored cars was narrow and cramped, and the smell of machine oil hung in the musty air. The car shook and rattled over the uneven ground, tumbling us around like an iron coffin on wheels. Eventually, after enduring 10 minutes of jaw-rattling travel, unable to even peek outside at the scenery, we finally arrived at Garrelia Fortress Proving Grounds. Well, Ashing's made in battle tanks. There are plenty older model tanks out there too. It even looks like they're having airships. Oh yeah, like the ones we saw in Nord. Welcome. What voice to give this guy? If I could give an Irish accent, I should. So that's Elliot's dad. I don't see the family resemblance. Looks like the hair made... Wait. Looks like the hair made the jump from father to son, though. Reporting, Lieutenant General. Ah, very good, Neinhardt. Instructor Wildstein, I believe. Pleasure to meet you. It's an honor to make your acquaintance, Lieutenant General Craig. Allow me to extend my deepest thanks for agreeing to cooperate with us for the Academy's curriculum today. I think nothing of it made many of these fine youngsters today will hold positions in the BL Army after all. Besides, I owe a lot to old General Van Dyke. And these must be... What a piercing stare. This is Craig the Red. Elliot, my boy. It's so good to see you again. It must be half a year since I last saw you. I can't do the accent. How you been? That's a sharp-looking uniform you got. I've seen the photos, but it looks even better in person. Come on, Dan. You still got a long way to go to put up some real muscle. It's a part of me that hopes you'll stay on the little curve forever. But you're the man of Erebonia. The men of Erebonia must be strong, stout, and ready for action. It was for your own good. As a man, I held back my tears and enrolled you in the military academy. I can't breathe. Feels like everything I've been told about him was a lie. There do seem to be some differences from the stories. No kidding me? Looks like a cool guy. What a delightful commanding officer you have, Major. Words fail me. Knock it off. I'll tell Fiona. I feel like I'm sneeze. Alright, moving on. I'm Lieutenant General Olaf Craig, Commander of the Imperial Army, 4th Armored Division. I've been entrusted with the role of overseeing today's joint military exercise. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Likewise, sir. It's a pleasure, sir. It's a pleasure, sir. You've got one heck of a dad, Elliot. Believe me, I feel it in the bones. Now, let me give you a brief understanding of what will happen. This exercise will consist of simulated battles conducted by 2 of our armed divisions. 4 regiments at the formation center, infantry, armored cars, airships, will work in tandem. Using their maneuverability to the fullest and obliterate the targets. It's hard to keep that axe. I get it every once in a while, but it's hard to keep it. Yes, our targets today will be using the previous model tanks that have been commissioned for service. Autopilot functionality will be all of them evading and return fire. They've even been armed with painting bolts. However, all the regiments all taking part today experience have equipped with live ammunition. So you intend to actually destroy the other tanks? Aye. It would hardly be a live firing exercise if we didn't. Currently, time is 1400 hours. Right on schedule. I can't do his voice without hurting my throat. We will now begin today's joint exercise. Division 4th and 5th commence combat operations. Order to the Empire. The Imperial Army begin. Yes, sir. 5th Armored Division. Armed regiments will now begin. Armored Guard Regiment and Infantry Regiment follow their lead. 4th Armored Division, Armored Regiment and Infantry Regiment advance together. Armed Guard Regiment, deploy to the left and right. I think they're dead. Wow. It's certainly potent. I guess the kind of firepower it takes to fight a modern war. It said those things are called ice hens. Yeah, they're a type of main battle tank the Reinford Company developed 2 years ago. Seeing their spec sheets, seeing their firepower firsthand, tells you what numbers and decimal points don't. It might be the strongest heavy tanks on the continent. The Imperial Army's got a couple hundred of those on the wings, huh? It's kind of crazy. You try fighting things like these heads on, you won't stand a chance. That's as true as our nation as it is for others. Yeah, I just can't get used to this. The sound of the artillery firing is enough to make me start shaking. I don't think there's something you should get used to. I mean, if the sound of guns and warfare ever stopped bothering you, I'd be worried. Worrying. Heart attack? Guess this is another kind of strength. Thus, the military exercise came to an end. The 4th Armored Division, led by Lieutenant General Craig, withdrew to an encampment near the fortress. Meanwhile, we returned to the fortress with Major Neihart, outlined the results of this training exercise, and after that, sorry you had to wait for us to finish. Don't worry about it. We're the guests here after all. Thanks for your consideration. At the very least, I'd say dinner is a million times better than lunch was. I mean, it's hash beef today. That's an Imperial Army tradition, isn't it? Just the smell would make me hungry. So yeah, where did your instructor go? She's a real looker. I was hoping to get a chance to talk to her. She went to see the fortress commander with Instructor Neihart. Or, went to see fortress commander with Instructor Neihart. You did ask us to eat here tonight. Alright, well, if she's with Major Neihart, Hard to complete. Wait, it's hard to compete with those guys in the 4th Armored Division. It'd be enough if they just had Craig the Red, but they've got Major too, and he's kind of scary. Huh. Like a division of musclemen. Anyway, shouldn't keep you tied up any longer. Your hash beef's gonna go cold. See you tomorrow. Oh, it's actually delicious. It's like night and day compared to what we had for lunch. You're telling me. Oh, come on, guys. What's with all those gloomy faces? You think you guys might have had a bit too rough of an outlook? Rosy outlook? What were you expecting to see out there? I am sure you can understand at least a little how I feel. At least, it's like have everything we've learned in our time at Candy been for nothing? Academics, the arts, individual skills, and combat. None of those matter in the slightest in real warfare, do they? It's true. If all you look to do is fight a war, you don't need any of those. All you need is plenty of troops at your command and the latest weaponry and overwhelming firepower. Assuming you have the tactics to use them well, and a strategy that employs them effectively, I suppose. The Icekins are even more powerful than I expected them to be. I remember my mother boasting about their capabilities when she was trying to sell them to the army 2 years ago, but to be honest, I'm feeling somewhat disheartened as well. I can't see there being a place for swords on a battlefield with weapons like these in the front line. Now, I don't think that means individual combat skills matter at all. Still, I think maybe we've been misunderstanding something important all this time. What we saw in the military exercise today was power in its purest form. It has no morality of its own. It exists to bring about a result, regardless of the ideals or principles of those who wield it. That's true. In a sense, the same could be said of a gun or sword. And all the way up to something as huge as the Garrelia's railway guns, too. I think I finally understand why they wanted us to watch the military exercise in the first place. They could have just taught us in a less roundabout fashion. Looks like you didn't wait for me to start the party. Instructor Sarah? So you spoke with the commander? Sure did. Got up-to-date info on the trade conference too, as well as the latest on the terrorists. So there's new information about the Imperial Liberation Front. Anyway, before I get to that, let me explain to you all what you'll all be doing tomorrow. In the morning, you're scheduled to participate in the Imperial Army's physical fitness training. Hang on a second. There we go. Sorry I skipped that. After that, you've been granted special permission to view the railway guns. I see. Looking forward to that. Sounds like we got a pretty packed schedule. Well, we did bring you all out here, all the way out here, so you might as well make the most of it. Every nation possesses power in the form of a military. Without the military, whether the military is large or small, Garrelia Fortress just happens to have the power in a very striking, easy to understand form. As students of the military academy, you have an obligation to know the scale of that power. The Empire of Erebonia wields, at present, a power you might one day be in charge of yourselves. Well, Anyway, even a meeting that long couldn't keep me away from trying the famous hashed beef rice. I've heard it's only decent food they have around here. Still have looking forward to this all day. We should probably finish eating. Yeah, though it's gotten a bit cold now. Maybe I'll go and ask for seconds. Oh, uses? If you don't want the rest of yours, I can have it. I'll sooner throw it away than give it to you. I sure do it. Alright, covering the deer's for. Well, I look forward to night alone bath. Well, hey, I'm not. My voice is too much for reading extras. And he opened a virus. Cool. What's going on? We're gonna play a mirror here. Translation. They're gonna be working on the tanks. Making them ready to, do something. Ooh, actually, that means this is a good place to stop. I'm trying to think, while there isn't a lot left, it's a full thing. So that's a pretty good place to stop right there. My throat's, hurting at this point. How was that? Almost 4 hours stream? Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, we'll stop there for today. Got a lot done. We're about to finish chapter 5, and that leaves what? 6, 7, 8? I think there's only 8 chapters. Might be 9, but I feel like 8 is right. And then we have what, oh yeah, then the prologue after that. I know we have Roar. Trying to think what else we have to go to for field study. I think it's just Roar, but there should be something else, right? I'm just trying to think. Either way, we'll be finishing chapter 5 next time, which I believe the next day I'll be streaming at Trails of Cold Steel will be Tuesday. Because tomorrow we have more Elden Ring. We'll be starting New Game Plus 3 with Mesmer build. And then, yeah, Tuesday will be more Trails of Cold Steel. And then the week after that, this week, coming week, everything should be fine. The week after that, however, I believe I start to have stuff to do for class, so we'll see how that changes my schedule. I know I at least have a meeting with my clinical site. I don't know if we're actually starting then, though. But I believe the week after that we might be starting classes. I'll have to double check, though. And then I'll have a lot of getting ready for the BOC, so I won't have as much free time to stream. But I'll do what I can. I know weekends should be open. Except for when I might be helping out with the indoor track meets, which are on Saturdays, I believe, which technically aren't part of my clinical site anymore, but I still want to help out there, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, that'll be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed getting back into this after that break I had. My voice doesn't have to get used to doing all this talking again, so it'll happen eventually. Yeah, thanks for everything, and take care of yourselves. Bye bye.